I'm assuming that you're here because you just saw the Serbian film and you're probably feeling the way I'm feeling right now, like, what the fuck did I just watch? And am I ever going to be able to wash this out of my brain? I don't know. Let's talk about it. All right, a Serbian film. Let's tackle this. Probably one of the most difficult movies that I've ever watched, and I've seen some pretty fucked up stuff. But let's discuss some of it. So I've been putting this film off for quite a while. It's been on my radar, and I just didn't know if I could sit through this. I think this is one of those movies that you got to really be in a right I don't want to say state of mind, but in a right place to watch this. And so I finally tackled it today, and I don't think I'm ever going to watch this movie again. So I thought I'd just turn the camera on and start talking because I don't want to be carrying these thoughts in my mind. So I just want to get rid of this. So basically, this film is about a retired porn star who's not doing really financially well, and he's got a family, and so he is hired to do a special kind of artsy film that still pertains to pornography. So he takes the job, and he has no idea what he's getting himself into. The premise of the film is that he's not allowed to ask any questions. He just signs a paper, does the job, and collects the fee. He's got a young son and a wife, and she discusses with him that she believes that he misses the life, and he's been domesticated now, and he kind of misses the excitement and the importance of the job that he used to do, and so he kind of jumps at this opportunity. I've kind of been grappling back and forth between whether I feel this movie was necessary or not, or if it really was just for shock value. There's going to be spoilers in here. I'm sure, if, like I said, if you've come, you've already seen this movie. I'm not going to be spoiling anything for you, but I just kind of feel like I'm on the fence about this. I'm not really sure if this movie is, if there's a reason for this movie. There are some scenes in here that are really heinous. That I couldn't even, I was trying to come up with a word like, that was really fucked up. It really kind of gets into like heinous was the only word I could come up with. He gets involved with these people. He's pretty sure these people are shady, but he's thinking about the payoff. And the payoff, they never really tell you what the payoff is. It's always said in secret, so you can understand that it's a hell of a lot of money. And then you as the watcher are thinking to yourself, what is he going to have to do for this kind of amount of money? Like in the back of our mind, oh my God, he's going to show up and he's going to have to do this with a child. And that already gives you the anxiety that you're like, oh my God, what am I about to see? As first as he's going through it, it's kind of a basic setup that he would do as that kind of a performer. And then it just slowly starts to turn into something darker and darker. And he starts to become kind of uncomfortable with it. When he finally does speak up about saying, look, I can't do this. Being with a child is just not, this is not going to happen. Then the people that hired him sit him down and show him a film. And then this is where everything starts to get like it was already getting uncomfortable 45 minutes into this film. This is when everything's just all hell breaks loose and you see the first really upsetting scene, and that's the baby scene. And oh my God, like I said, I'm a mom. This hit me in an entirely different way. I don't know, like I don't know how people who don't have kids feel about this, but I can tell you that this was really disturbing for me to watch. And they don't actually show it. It's insinuated. You already can assume what's happening, but the sound, like I think that's something that that's going to stay with me. The sound was so upsetting. Like I literally had to stop. Like I stopped after that happened, and I'm like, I need to reevaluate if I'm gonna watch this movie or not. And I had to like step away for a second when I got some water, walked around, and thought, do you really want to finish this film? Because if this is just the beginning, I have no idea what's ahead. Yeah, and then it gets darker. So halfway into this movie, I kind of already knew what was going to happen. He was being combative at this time. They want him to finish this film. He doesn't want to finish this film. He's got a young wife and a son at home, and you just kind of know that this is where they're going to go. And they even have dialogue in the film where one of the girls who helps him get this job says that, if you want to control him, you got to hurt his wife and his son. So it's going there. And I think the director of this movie also did one of the shorts in the ABCs of death. And that also is another there's one in particular. There's one, I think it's like right in the beginning, B or C, that also has to deal with children, and that one was really like traumatizing. And I'm gonna have to cross check to see if this is the same director that filmed this one, because it was pretty rough to watch. So this movie is not for the faint of heart. Like I said, I can take a lot of shit. Like I'm a pretty sick puppy. I could take a lot of stuff. But kids and animals and stuff like that, it's just not my thing. It's really disturbing. And I get kind of almost insulted when people make movies like this, because I call these like the kitchen sink movies. I feel like they threw everything in but the kitchen sink. And I kind of felt like that's what they were doing. They have like an insinuated um I don't even know if I can say the word, but with an animal, and then he cuts it off. So you know that that's where that's going. So you already have that. Then you get necrophilia, then you get pedophilia, then you get, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I just felt like this movie really was one of those kitchen sinks. So it's not a movie that I would recommend to anybody. If you are easily disturbed by things, please don't put this stuff in your head. I just don't like movies like this, is why I wanted to put it off. But again, I kind of feel like it's almost insulting. Like, don't make movies like this that don't really have a purpose. And I get that in the later part of the movie, we find out that, the retired porn star has a brother who is like a crooked cop, and he has been coveting this guy's wife for some time. And we find out that it's the brother at the end who is participating, if not probably put him in this situation. And even when you think about that, okay, there's a jealousy aspect, there's all these things going on. Does it still justify this movie? Does it still justify the reason for making this movie? And I just don't feel like it does. There's a lot of rich people that would pay a lot of money to get everything that was on those films. And those are the kind of movies that freak me out. The stuff that could really happen, the stuff that is real. That shit is real. And so I feel very uncomfortable with that. A lot of people have equated this movie in a sense to Old Boy, and because of the ending. I don't even want to put those in the same class, right? Because Old Boy really had a purpose. There was a reason. Okay, spoiler, guys. I don't want to, but if you haven't seen it, look away really quick. So, Old Boy really deals more with revenge. That's really what that ending has to do with. I don't want to spoil it, but um, and so I didn't feel like that was the reason. Like, this guy is so jealous of his brother because he was a porn star and he had stamina and he was a stud with the ladies, and he could get anybody he wanted, and he had a nice wife and a nice life. And so would he go this extent to get even with his brother and step in his shoes? I don't know what the hell he thought he was trying to do. And then at the end of the movie, even when you think, okay, oh my God, I can't fucking believe what I have just seen. Then it goes a step further when he finally gets them home, and they all realize, look, we are fucked out of our mind. Like, there's no way to live through this. No way. So we've got to take care of all of us at one time. Like, that was okay. That was insanity to me, because I kept thinking about the guy like me. He needs to just do it and get it over with. But these two people that he's traumatized beyond even being able to live after this. And then after that happens, the group comes back in that are filming this. They're dead, and then the guy's like, "Well, start with the young one." Oh my God, I thought this fucking movie was over. And again, now that shit is in your head. These kind of movies really freak me out, because it's really what you don't see. And this is one of those movies that it's like some of it is like a show not tell kind of thing, which I really enjoy. But it's the stuff that I was thinking in my mind that was like, oh my God, like it was a lot. It was a lot. So I wouldn't recommend this movie to anybody. It's very disturbing. It's really hard to watch. It's hard to get through. So I don't know. There's just some movies I feel like have value, and I feel that there's just some movies that don't. And this is just one that I just feel like, even the jealousy aspect of it, I just can't find a reason to justify putting all that garbage in there. Anyway, that's what I thought of it. If you're thinking the same thing, you're not crazy. I mean, I know as horror fans, we want to try to step as close as we can to the edge of all those boundaries and stuff, but there's just some stuff that I gotta tap out, and I just will never watch this again. And I didn't enjoy this at all. If you're trying to watch something that has high shock, this is definitely it. But I just need more substance, and I just didn't feel like I was getting that with this movie. Yeah, this one was rough. So let me know what you guys thought, and if you have any other movie suggestions that are even worse than this. I don't want to know. Never mind. I don't want to. I'll find out on my own, at my own pace, right? I just can't. I can't. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night. I am gonna go watch something happy. I don't know, a musical at Grease. I don't know, something like totally, totally removed from what I just watched. Okay, guys. Until next time, shiver, scream, repeat. Thanks for watching. Bye.